What I love about pizza, there's so many different kinds, so many different styles, and today I'm going to be making one of my all-time favorite, most elegant, most delicious, spectacular pizzas that I've ever had in my life with a fresh truffle. Roll the intro. Hi guys, I'm Chef Alex Lazik and welcome back to Eat the World. Now this pizza is special. I know a lot of you are thinking like, yeah, but I like a big, nice, thick crust. Well, yes, that has its time and place, but this pizza has its time and place as well. It is actually a fantastic dough and probably one of the best pizzas that I've ever eaten. And with this pizza, we're actually gonna cook it in a pan in our wood-burning oven because it needs to be cooked at a high heat. If you cook it at a low heat, it kind of comes out like a cracker. You want to have a high, quick cook with a nice soft interior. The toppings are cooked and the bottom is cooked. A little bit of crisp going on. That's what we're going to achieve today. And I promise you, this is going to be one of the best pizzas you've had. Now, before we begin, guys, if you could please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and comment down below if you have any questions, please. I love having questions from you guys. You can message me directly through my website. There's a chat function there, it'll come straight to me, and yes, I will reply. Those of you who have tried doing it, I think have been pleasantly surprised that I've actually replied, and I am very accessible, so please, I'd love to help. Also, if you could, please have a look at my Patreon page. Just a couple of dollars would mean a lot to me, and it goes a long way in helping me support this channel, so I would really appreciate it if you did that. So let's get started. Okay guys, so here we go. This isn't a complicated recipe, but it's slightly unusual insofar as that there has milk in the recipe, which adds a bit of softness to the final product. While it isn't complicated, there is a lot of thought and engineering that I've put into this recipe that is based on a European pizza chain that I used to consult for. So as always, let's rehydrate our yeast. This is super important. And next we're going to autolyse our flour, which is an important step to start building the structure to the dough, which we're going to need. So add our remaining water to the flour and give it a good mix, and then next we're going to add our milk, and then we're going to let it rest for about 20 minutes. But I need to apologize because it's currently raining cats and dogs where I am as I'm recording this, so if you hear raindrops, let's just pretend it's romantic. This is a fairly low hydration dough, so I like to cover it with a damp paper towel to keep it from drying out while it sits. You can also use cling film, etc. So after 20 minutes, you can add your salt and sugar, and then slowly start adding your rehydrated yeast. We're going to give it a good mix, and once it looks nice and glossy and well mixed, then we're going to add in our oil. Once it's done, take it out of the mixer and give it a few slap and folds. Kind of slap its bum on the countertop and fold it over a few times. Then we're going to pop it into a bowl and then let it rest for about an hour, or until you can see that the yeast is nice and active and making the dough rise. We'll let it rise till about half. After that, we can divide our dough into balls. Now, a typical 12-inch pizza is only about 140 to 150 grams with this style. Now, I know everyone will be losing their minds, or having their minds blown by this, but this is a thin crust pizza, and that's the beauty of it. The best thing about a thin crust pizza is you can eat more pizza, and if you own a pizzeria, well, you make a lot more money. So with this level of hydration dough, shaping your balls is best with this method demonstrated. Sort of roll it on the bench top around your palm using your fingers to guide it. Once that's done, you can place these in an airtight tray, lightly oiled, or you can use individual containers, which is what I'm doing on this occasion. Both work fine. Give it a good spray and then cover them tightly, and then into they go for the fridge overnight. You don't have to let them rest overnight, but I promise you, your dough will taste way better and be easier to work with. Now let's get our truffle ready. guys, so this pizza is going to be made in a pan. Normally these are made of tin and they're well seasoned, but this is a non-stick pan because, well, I just couldn't get one of the tin pans that you would normally use for this kind of pizza. But that's okay, this is going to do a great job. Now, we don't use a lot of flour in this kind of pizza, and it's a super thin crust. You know, if you think about a Napolitana pizza, they're about 250 to 280 grams. This is about 150 grams. That's going to be a super thin crust in this tray. So let's get it opened up. And you see our dough here is beautiful. And we'll just press it out. And it's important that we don't get a lot of air in this pizza. We don't want it to be full of air and puff up and slide all of our toppings off. Just gonna stretch it out a bit here. This dough is absolutely fabulous. Look at that, nice and thin, and it's got some structure to it. It's got some strength. That looks pretty good. We're gonna get it into our pan now and finish pressing it out. And like I said, we don't want too much flour on this, or even any flour. So let's just get some of that off of there. We'll push this into the corners. $140 grams, guys, not 250. This is a nice light pizza with superb toppings. And the beauty about doing it in a pan is that you can make it perfect and take your time. So we're gonna have a nice white base on here, a white sauce base. I've got a bechamel that I made earlier with a bit of pecorino romano in the sauce, and onion. So it's got some beautiful, simple flavors. Here's the sauce I made earlier. Give that a quick whisk. And then we'll spread this on our pizza. Oh, that smells beautiful already. Now this is optional, but I've got some nice smoked bacon here that I've cut up nice and fine so it cooks nice and quick. You gotta remember, anything going on here has to cook super quickly. Now here we've got some pecorino romano. We're gonna put a little bit on top. And let's also put a little bit of grana padano on here. Or any other kind of parmesan that you like. Finally, we'll put on some nice mozzarella. Of course. What I love about this pizza as well is that everything's kind of in balance. It's not all bread. It's like you've got some of the crust, you've got little bits of everything in every bite. It's fabulous. Right, let's go see about cooking this. We'll be right back. Here we go, guys. We've just put some pine nuts on here, just sprinkled a few pine nuts on top, and they've got to be toasted pine nuts. If you ever had raw pine nuts, they're nice, but they don't taste as beautiful as a roasted pine nut. And make sure that you cook them nice and evenly and not too high an oven. Don't try doing them in the frying pan. All that does is cook it on one side, burn it, and then the other side's raw, so you don't get that full effect. So a nice roasted pine nut. And then we'll just pop this out. Beautiful. And then it's time for some truffle. There we go. Here's our Italian black truffle thin crust pizza. Look, we're gonna give this a try. See what we think. You hear that crunch? Perfect. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. We'll put that on there. Okay guys, here we go. Here is our thin crust truffled pizza. This is elegance. This is just a beautifully elegant pizza. It's not in your face. We're not using truffle oil. It's as which is obnoxious as anything. This is real truffle. Beautiful ingredients. And the beautiful dough. You probably can't see it because it's so thin. Let's see if I can get it in there. Oh, that you can see it's a light, crispy base. And it's puffed up nicely. So let's have that taste now. It's nice and foldable. That is pure heaven. This is honestly one of the most amazing pizzas. It's so elegant, it's so delicate, but lots of bold flavors. The cheese, the bacon, the truffle. Oh, this is beauty personified. Honestly guys, this is a fabulous, fabulous dough. Totally different than most of the pizzas you can get, but it's special for a reason. That is so beautiful. Okay guys, confession time.
Plot twist!
I tidied up, I made a couple of pizzas for my colleagues, and then I was gonna make one for myself. And I thought, I wanted to make this pizza with a cracked egg on top, but I didn't know if it was gonna turn out. And it was getting dark and it was raining, so it was a difficult day to film. So anyways, I did that after the fact, and it is gorgeous. Nice runny yolk, bacon and egg pizza with black truffle and pine nuts. This is gorgeous, honestly. Like, without the egg, it's beautiful, but this is pretty special. Check this out. If you could, please like, subscribe, do all those wonderful things, and check out my Patreon page. I'll link that below. A couple of dollars would go a long way to help me support the channel and help me grow and do things like buy ridiculously expensive truffles for these videos that I'm making. So I would love it. I'm gonna have some more pizza and tidy up. Thanks guys. We'll see you next time.